All right, so we are live. Welcome to my hackathon daily updates. And together with me are two speakers, which are Iliyaz, which is a head coach of my hackathon, and also Azman Hood, VP of Stakeholder Engagements from Cradle Fund. We're very, very happy to have both of these speakers today because they are like the main people in the My Hackathon team that you should be paying attention to because they are managing a lot of the people behind the scenes as well. And what is the most interesting thing about my hackathon is that it's Malaysia's first national hackathon, which is also an initiative under the Pelan Penjana Semula Ekonomi Negara, Penjana. And I'm sure they'll be able to explain a little bit more about that. And today's daily update is definitely about our first main thing that we want to push out is that we finally have our shortlist for My Hackathon Kuala Lumpur and also My Hackathon Kuala Terengganu. And congratulations to all finalists on making it to the next level. 20 teams from Kuala Lumpur and 21 teams from Kuala Terengganu. 21 from Kuala Terengganu because there are two teams sharing the 10th spot in the My Hackathon. And all of them will be headed to a very special bootcamp, My Hackathon Bootcamp, to refine ideas and solutions for day 15 final pitch. But definitely we have to give you some reminders. Please do take note that My Hackathon Bootcamp will only be able to commence after the CMCO for Kuala Lumpur, Selangor, and Putrajaya. This is because we have to be mindful about everybody's safety, and we want to support all My Hackathon teams as much as we can. Our customer service team will contact all shortlisted teams leaders soon. So stay safe, everyone. It is currently day 13 for My Hackathon Kuala Lumpur and day 11 for My Hackathon Kuala Terengganu. So for My Hackathons, all states will go through 15 days of a very unique hybrid hackathon. And Coach Iliyaz will explain a little bit more about how all the coaches and mentors have been supporting all teams who have submitted their solutions for My Hackathon. And with me, hello Iliyaz and hello Azman.
Hi.
Hi. Can
Hi,
you,
Alex.
you know,
Hi Alex. Hi Alex. Glad to be. Hi everyone else.
hello,
Hi,
hello.
everyone. Yeah.
And I guess we have a lot of questions today for both of you. So I hope both of you are ready with your responses. So definitely my first question would be, perhaps Iliyaz, can you
Yes.
please share, because we're very curious about how the My Hackathon Meet Your Coaches sessions happen. So if for all of you out there, Meet Your Coaches is the place where all team leaders and all participants visit their coaches online and also through calls as well. So Iliyaz, can you please share with us what's the most asked question to the coaches by the participants from KL and also from Kuala Terengganu?
Okay. Thank you, Alex. There are plenty of questions, but some themes keep coming up, keep popping up. Yeah. So what I think one of the most favorite questions they asked, they were telling me lah. It was not a question. It's probably a statement and a question. How long do we have to pitch? Yeah, this is final for finalists lah. So they said, I told them it's 5 minutes. 5 minutes. How do we pitch in 5 minutes? There's so many things to talk about, and they start worrying a little bit. So this is where I think coaching comes in. We help them see how they can do it in 5 minutes, and then I also inform them that we've got a boot camp coming where we will sort this out as well, and not to worry. But we do address the issue during our office hours. So if you don't know already, we have Zoom office hours every day during from the start to the submission, and also after shortlisting for us to to help the participants get ready for the pitch, and the submission. So how do you compress such a big idea into 5 minutes? And that's everybody, we do address it during office hours. Yeah, that's one. Number two, most popped up question after that is, who are the judges? Who are the judges in the final? And so I said, well, don't worry too much about the judges. There will be judges there. Maybe Azman, you can help out a little bit. Who will be the judges? You know, at the end of masa final ni lah. I think later you can explain lah. Cik Azman kan? And of course, favorite question is what are the judging criteria? Yeah, so we do have an answer for that, and it's pretty similar across the board, sprint or marathon. Yeah, we look at the big picture, clarity of the big picture of your idea, novelty of the idea, and we also look at problem solution fit. Yeah. And also for marathon, a little bit more on the deployment and your stacks and your team abilities, team capabilities. Pretty much a little bit across the board when it comes to judging. Like any other pertandingan lah, it's about the same, pretty much. Yeah, that's the top 3 most asked questions during the coaching sessions lah. Yeah. That's it. Yeah, back to you, Alex.
So I have been spending a bit of time.
Can't hear you, Alex.
Okay. So I have been spending some time with some of the coaches, and they're very fun and very helpful also. And I bet you have a lot of participants. Did you know that we have 360 participants for Kuala Lumpur and almost 100 for Kuala Terengganu? So I can imagine how the volume of queries coming in for all our coaches and all our mentors as well. And I think you've all been very patient with all of them as well. Yeah. And I guess this is about time where I ask the next question to Azman. Azman, following the previous question, I think it's the best time to ask you. Can you please help us share the judging process briefly for the top 10 Kuala Lumpur and top 10 Kuala Terengganu?
Sure. All right. Thanks, Alice. Of course, this is very, very popular question, right? So, well, first of all, the submissions are, have to submit it by the deadline, right? And from our experience with the KL and KT rounds, my advice is don't submit at the last minute, because we had so many applications come in, submissions come in at the last hour. We had some who came in 3 days early, which is really good, right? But don't wait until the last minute, because then internet problem lah, file too big lah, whatever, right? So even if you are late by 1 minute, then we have to disqualify you, because rules are rules, right? Wouldn't be fair on the others, okay? So once it goes in, there is a team, there is a judging secretariat who will check on the eligibility of the submissions, because you have to submit, the name of team members, IC number, blah blah blah, right? And I'm glad to say that almost all were eligible. We only had to disqualify one team because they were not Malaysian. No, but I mean that's a good thing. But they're still masuk juga, but still we had to disqualify them. Okay, so then we have a panel of judges. We have 2 panels. One is the shortlisting panel, and the other is the final judging panel. So these judges are selected based on their experience and knowledge in the startup world, IT, right? So these include university lecturers. There are also ecosystem players from agencies like Magic. There are also our partners from the ministry, like the host ministry. So for the first round, it was the Kementerian Pembangunan Wanita. And then for the second round, we had a representative from MYH as well on the panel. We also have, of course, Cradle Investment Partners, because we have the experience in evaluating these types of applications. So then these judges are given a template to score, right? So it's different for, as you know, there's 2 categories. One is sprint, and one is marathon. Okay? There's slight difference in what we look at. the main, of course, the main thing would be the solution itself. Does it address the problem? And then the solution is scalability and maybe its uniqueness, the novelty for it. Because if, let's say that the solution wins, and then you have to think whether or not it can be deployed nationwide. Although the price is for a pilot solution, but then is it able to be scaled, right?
Yes, yes.
Then of course the technical. I want to see if it's if it's brilliant, if it's awesome, and also the quality of the pitch deck itself, lah, right? I mean, an ugly deck. Of course, we look at the substance. Then an ugly deck would lose to a much prettier deck, right? So that's the sort of the common criteria for both sprint and marathon. For the marathon one, there are a couple of additional things because we are looking at an actual project, whereas for the sprint is for ideation, right? So for the marathon, we will look at the team members. Do you have a ready team? And then whether or not the deployment plan for the project to see. So then, so these judges will score based on this, right? And then it will be the top 10, of course, for each category will be shortlisted. And before we shortlist that, we'll also go through another round of vetting, eligibility, see if there's anything funny, if you're, maybe some obvious IP violations, stuff like that. And then, as you mentioned, for the KT round, we had a tie for the 10th position. It was exactly the same points. So we figured, we can't choose one over the other. So that's why we have 11 finalists, 21 finalists for the KT round.
Yes,
okay.
yes.
So in the finals, just the additional part will still be the judges. So it will be a fresh eyes, fresh group of judges, more senior, of course. And the judging panel will be headed by Cradle's more senior staff. But then again, it will be reps from startup, reps from industry, reps from ministry. And the additional scoring criteria will be on the pitch quality itself. So Iliyaz has his work cut out for him, has to coach 41 teams, bro, right? So yeah, so that's, I mean, we we had 100 plus submissions in KL and I think about 70 in KT, so we have enough number of judges to do it fairly. So that's
Good to know.
how we do it.
Good to know. It's very interesting. It's very holistic and it's very exciting because it's a really huge thing for Malaysia. We're trying to digitize government services, and we're really, really excited for the solution and the pitch. So my next question is for I do before I give you your question, Iliyaz. I have a correction to make. Actually, KL has 375 teams registered. And for Kuala Terengganu, that's 270 teams registered. So that's quite a number of people who want to help Malaysia digitize government services.
Yeah.
We're very, very excited for that. So Iliyaz, can you please share your advice as to the biggest do and don'ts? I know you gave us a little bit earlier in your first question, but what are the do and don'ts for the MYHackathon participants?
Okay, maybe I'll share the don'ts first so that people remember.
Okay.
Don't meet the forest for the trees. This is a very typical challenge for a lot of programs out there because they're quite detailed when they are building their solution in terms of fields, what fields they need to put in and stuff like that. So I would always say, don't miss the forest for the trees. So you need to think the solution as a whole. You need to be able to explain the solution as a whole, and you need to submit your solution. So sometimes it's to tunnel to something which more that you miss kind of your whole solution. I remember one was really asking for a certain information, and I told them, I said, it doesn't matter the information because that is just details inside your solution. What's important is how you're gonna sort out the problem. Yeah. Another thing is when building the solution, so a lot of people I see, they already have a solution. Now they are just going in and try to match it with some problems, some problem statement.
Okay.
This is a lot. I see this a lot in marathons. Yeah, marathon teams usually are a team of software houses or freelance programmers. So they usually have already a solution. So they are looking for problems they can fit, which is actually totally fine, not a problem. Like I said again, don't miss the forest for the trees because sometimes they miss the pain point that needs to be solved.
That's true.
Okay, and when you see the information deck, you will see quite a distinction of categories of information. You got a desired state, you got a problem, and you got a pain point, right? So make sure whatever solution that you're suggesting addresses the pain point. And you need to address the pain point really well. Because kalau tak, if not, it's not a pain point lah, right?
That's
so
very
make
true.
sure you address the pain point. Yeah, and also make sure your solution, right, it ties up with the desired solution the problem owners are looking for, and we do give that information. Yeah. Okay, so that's number 2. Number 3, whatever solution you have, talk to people. Talk to potential beneficiaries. Yeah, make sure the users can use your solution. It's not just something you think about, but something you already validate. I know in a 7-day hackathon, it's quite hard to validate. We're not asking you to validate 1,000 people, but at least with 2-3 people or 5 people, 5 users or 5 beneficiaries, from both sides. Usually problem statement ni ada from both sides. Yeah, one beneficiary of the government solution, one is the people from the government. Yeah, so make sure you try to be resourceful and look for these beneficiaries and understand how they're going to use your solution.
That's true.
I think that is very important. Yeah. Another thing I see, so I noticed this. Maybe it's just a programmer thing, so I'm just addressing it here. Okay, so sometimes your technology can address the pain point, right? But when you are explaining it for people who are not programmers, they wouldn't understand.
Okay.
So you have to explain it. Okay, this is the technology, how we're going to address the pain point. So, yeah.
Okay, that's really great. That's really great do and don'ts there. And I think you've been through a lot of teams to know that how it is for all teams. So for the upcoming hackathons, you can take note of this. This is a little tip from lead coach Iliyaz.
I would also like to repeat what Encik Azman said just now.
Yes.
Guys, do not submit in the 11, like literally in the 11th hour. Okay, not like 11 p.m. baru nak masuk. No. So what you want to do, this is another do and don'ts. Yeah, very important. I realize a lot of teams start late.
Okay.
You got a 7-day submission leeway, but you start at the 4th day or the 3rd day. You're going to be scrambling. So what I would suggest is on day 1, please look at your submission link, so you understand what needs to be entered, and you can enter everything before submission day. Yeah, so you can enter all the general fields like your team and your stuff like that. You can already enter, and you know what? Try to submit before 9 o'clock probably at night in the last day, because you never know what can happen, and we don't want to be turning away people at 11 o'clock for for reasons like internet and I tried but I cannot go in and stuff like that. So
yeah
you got to be strategic a little bit with your submission.
Malaysian.
Yeah, lah. It's a Malaysian thing, lah. I think
No,
because
no, it's
everybody
not.
is
We shouldn't normalize this.
everybody is waiting for the last minute, kan, just in
I'm
case
Malaysian.
you have an idea. I think what we didn't address is this: if you have submitted earlier, you can change.
That's right.
Yes, you
You
can.
can edit things up
Mhm.
until 11 p.m. on the submission day. Yeah, so don't submit as early as you can and edit on your way.
That's true.
That's
That's
my
true.
thing. All
That's
right,
a huge
that's
tip
it.
there.
Back to you, Alex. Yeah.
Thanks. So that's a huge tip there for all of you who want to join the next few My Hackathons in our future cities. You can check out our website, www.myhackathon.gov.my, and you can see where we're headed to for the next My Hackathons and also the team. So how My Hackathon works is that we have several teams. For Kuala Lumpur, it was Rakyat Prihatin, and for Kuala Terengganu, it was Rakyat Sihat Sejahtera. So following that statement, I definitely want to ask Azman for the next question. Can you please share the most popular or the most top sought after problem statements for Kuala Lumpur and Kuala Terengganu?
Right. Thanks, Alex. The most sought after problem statement. Okay, so just quickly, so each team would have between 3 to 5 problem statements, right? So KL had 5, KT has 3, right? But we've kept them, just the right general or not too specific, so that people can get creative with their solutions. For KL, of course, I didn't see all the submissions. I saw the higher scored ones, right? And from the short list, you can see that the problem that I think hits people the closest is on the national identity. I think we've all been through. If you're an active citizen, you go to this jabatan, you isi borang again. You go to this jabatan, you have to isi another borang. You have to isi another borang. So they have some creative solutions out there. Some of them using stuff like QR or OCR. Then some is app-based, So that's for KL. That's the number one, and maybe for number 2 would be the OKU solutions, because that was spelled out. And I guess everybody who has family underprivileged, so you really want to help. I mean, how do you help somebody who's bedridden, right? You can't tell him to go and isi borang, right?
Yes, that's true.
And JKM is overworked as it is right now. So some creative solution out there. I really hope some of them win. The next one, the more popular ones would be for the digital records. That's the main theme for it, right? Digital records for the antenatal records, which is the pink book. If any of you have experienced, going to, you have a wife or have kids under the government hospital system, you need that pink book. If you don't, that's like passport. If you don't have that, you cannot give birth. You have to tahan. Another one related to that would be the children vaccination records. So the mommy has the pink book, the kid has the blue book, which you have to simpan. The kid grows up until that buku hancur, and then even at the clinics, clinic kesihatan, these nurses have these huge registries, which all of this can be digitized, right? So there was some real creative solutions out there. So, and then somebody asked if it's possible for us for 2 winning solutions for 1 problem statement, and it's possible. It's just up to your creativity and probably what angle you take. And yes, we'll definitely try to pick the best out of the best.
Thank you for that. Because I find the problem statements very interesting. It's as I've heard, it's come out of discussions with a few government agencies. Yes, Azman.
Yes, we engage with the departments directly.
So these are real problems to solve.
Real problems.
Good.
Of course,
really
there are more problems, but these are the ones that we think that can be quickly quickly solve. That they are more riot facing, you know.
Good to know. And I do have two more questions, but we are ending at 6:30, so there is a big chance that I might invite both of you again for my Hackathon daily updates.
Next time must pay.
Sure,
We
no
minum teh
problem.
tarik. Thank you so much for your time. And definitely, we packed a lot of answers into 30 minutes today. And I don't want to push and beyond 6:30. So definitely a big thank you to both speakers. Thank you, Azman. Thank you, Iliyaz.
No worries.
And what are your final wishes for people who would like to join my hackathon for the future teams, for example? Maybe we can
You're
start with
asking me.
Azman.
Yeah, okay. Of course, I want many people to masuk. So an important announcement is that I want anybody who's interested, who have already pre-registered and who have already registered for our newsletter for announcements, we will be updated that there'll be some slight changes in the dates because of the CMCO, which is affecting the first two rounds. You know, the other rounds will have to be adjusted. The dates will be adjusted, but it won't be so much later as previously planned. Just maybe a little bit of a delay. And and from the feedback that we've gathered so far, we probably have more coaching time as well, you know, so that sometimes people complain they have work to do and they can't get on the platform and all that, right? So we might give them more time. So just stay tuned for the announcements. Okay?
That's true. Thank you so much, Azman.
Jangan tak masuk.
So yeah, that's true. What about you, Iliyaz?
You know what? I think what I love about these hackathons, these past two hackathons, yeah, I've met and talked with a lot of really passionate people wanting to solve real problems. I think that's the wonderful thing about this hackathon. It's really good to see a lot of people care about all these things. And you know what? If you didn't get into the two finals right now, right there we have four more. Please go in. You know, you'll just get better and better and better. Actually,
that's true. That's really true.
Yeah, there's no harm in trying. So just go in and try, and we will, you know, try our best to facilitate your journey in the MYHackathon.
All right.
And our team will try our best. Yeah.
That's nice. That's lovely. Look at all the support we have for all team leaders. We have a very good team of coaches and also a very good team of mentors as well. So thank you to our speakers and to all our attendees and the people watching this right now. Definitely visit www.myhackathon.com.my. If you're looking for the finalists for Kuala Lumpur and Kuala Terengganu, it's available on the website as well. And if you want to sign up for our newsletters, you can. You can find it at the bottom of the website, and that's where we will push out updates from time to time. And keep yourself updated 6 o'clock every day. You can find us on Cradle Fund's Facebook page, or we'll also update it with a link. And time to digitalize, streamline, simplify, and even disrupt government services. And thank you and stay safe, everyone. Thanks, Iliyaz. Thanks everyone for attending the Zoom live. And for those of you on Cradle Fund's Facebook page, thank you as well. Stay safe, everyone.